Welcome back to Liberty North. I'm Hammer Trinidad alongside Brent O'Leary here. We have a very interesting show for you guys today.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about one of the most controversial topics in all of American history. Your Knet News starts now.
What's up, Liberty North? Hope you all are having a good day. We have your announcements. Your Knet News starts now.
Please stand with us for the Pledge of Allegiance.
What's up?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Due to the 2 snow days since we've had break, they've decided to extend the purchase deadline date of a yearbook to Monday, January 22nd. That's this upcoming Monday. If you want to purchase a yearbook, they're $60 for non-engraved and $70 for engraved. If you want to pay by check, please make it out to LNHS and put your name and the word yearbook in the memo section.
The FWCLA are collecting supplies for the Liberty Treehouse. This facility is a lot like the Ronald McDonald House, but it supports family members of parents at Liberty Hospital with low-cost places to stay. The 5th hour class with the most that collects the most supplies by Monday is going to win a donut party.
And supplies that are needed are toiletries like shampoo and soap, also diapers, wrapped snacks and soups, or cash.
And now we have sports with Sydney, so let's head over to her.
Kansas City in the Battle of the Ox Gym. The Eagles created several scoring opportunities but could not get the ball to fall in the basket and fell to the Hornets. Megan Johnson led the Eagles with 6 points. The Eagles are now 10-6 on the season and play tonight at Staley High School at 5:30. Women's basketball takes on Ruskin at 5 for the final game in the Oak Park tournament. Men's basketball played last night and the boys played very well and beat St. Pius 59-49. Tonight they'll be playing a conference game against Truman Patriots at North Kansas City High School at 7. Rugby starts today. Practice is going to be held in the weight room at 3:30, so if you're a guy, be sure to head out there after school. That's all for sports. Let's go to Landon with an interview.
Hi, I'm Lennon Brown, and I'm here with
McKenna Fransons
and Josie Smith.
Okay, so what are you guys working on right now?
So we are with FCCLA, and we're currently working on a competition. So we are partnering together with Cat Eads as well to do a recycling project. So we're trying to just bring awareness to the program that we already have in our school because it's not utilized as much as it could be. So we're just trying to make sure that the students in the school know when and where they can be recycling and maybe recycling more than what we already are.
What's a way people can get involved with this?
We currently, earlier today, put up posters around the school at the already put in place recycling sites, and we're working on getting individual flyers put up in teachers' classrooms so they can enforce and just try and put in place what we're trying to put.
So what are some obstacles that you guys are facing right now?
So we actually had to change our project a little bit from what we originally had planned. We were trying to kind of conquer the food waste problem. So like at lunch, I'm sure a bunch of you notice how much is getting thrown away. Those trash cans are huge. So we were trying to kind of repurpose some of the fruit that's not used and then like the Uncrustables and just things that can be given to people that really need them. So in the future, you guys might see us again. We're trying to, get that passed. There's a lot of things that we have to jump over to get that, but we're trying to do that.
Sounds really awesome. So anything else that you want to say to anybody who's watching?
Please just be mindful of what you're throwing away. A lot of it really could be recycled and just utilize some of the places that we're trying to make more aware.
Thank you very much for the interview. Now back to the front.
All right, thank you, Landon. And now we have a video about one of the most controversial topics ever.
Alright, my name is Hammer Trinidad, and I believe water is wet.
I'm Parker, and I think that water is wet.
My name is Chaz Sun, and water is most definitely wet.
And I'm Joey Trout, and I believe water is not wet.
I'm Brady, and I know the water is not wet.
My name is Hannah Reynolds, and water is not wet.
So the definition of wet is covered or saturated with water or another liquid.
So covered in water, right?
Yeah,
so it's something that's dry that is covered in water, right?
Water is covered with water.
Can water be dry?
Can water be dry?
Yeah.
Like water, no.
To say something is wet means that you can dry it. And water itself, you cannot dry water from water.
Wetness is a scale from dry all the way to wet. Water is higher up on this scale because it produces that wetness, while fire exists in the scale from cold to hot. And fire produces heat in the same way that water produces wetness.
What do you mean? That doesn't say it has to be
Water
dry.
is not covered in water. It's water.
Water can be covered in
I
water.
cannot be covered in myself.
Wet is an adjective, whereas water is a noun. You would say, is water wet? Is the school blue? Not is blue school.
Well, if water is made up of a bunch of H2O molecules, and there's a single H2O molecule, and everything that surrounds it is also H2O molecules, therefore it is covered in water. Water is wet.
Wet, so like water has water molecules in it. So like if you stick your hand inside of water, your hand is wet.
Right. Because
So water
it
is
can
wet.
be dry. Can fire be covered in fire? What
Yes,
is
fire is hot.
How
So
can-
like
fire is hot, but can fire be covered in fire?
If fire is
It's
hot,
just fire. It's just one thing of fire. You cannot cover fire with more fire. It's just a fire.
Can you fight fire with fire?
No.
If fire can be hot, then water can be wet.
That's literally two different things.
Because water has to be wet, because it produces wetness. In the same way that fire has to be hot, because it produces heat.
Okay, yes, water does produce wetness, but water is not wetness.
Oil is a liquid, so if it's on something that can be dry.
Well, therefore, if you touch something that wet, your hand will become wet. So if you touch water, your hand becomes wet. So
Yes.
therefore, the water is wet.
The water makes things wet. Water itself cannot be wet.
This is all, man. I'm getting I'm getting slapped over here. I don't know what I'm doing.
So is water wet?
Maybe.
All right, thanks, guys. I think it's pretty clear from that video that water is wet.
It is definitely not. But we have Mr. Fish coming into the studio tomorrow to talk about this topic, and we want to know what you think. We have a poll on our Twitter, Knet_news. We want to see what you guys think. We'll review the results tomorrow, but until then, we'll
Catch you on the north side.